My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire. Daily climb time! The Ironclad, you start with 2 colorless cards, Cursed Run, whenever you defeat a boss, become Cursed. Your starting relic is replaced with the Cursed Key, Darkstone Periat, and the Duvu Doll, and Insanity start with a random deck of 50 cards. I don't really like Insanity, I gotta be honest. I mean, I am a thin deck daddy at heart, but the thing is, at the very least, in a deck of 50 cards, those curses are kind of gonna be lost. They're gonna be so dispersed as to not greatly ruin many of your hands. Like, you're not gonna draw all of your curses in the same hand because you've got a deck of like 50 something cards. And All-Star start with 2 colorless cards. That also, like, those colorless cards are gonna be lost in the deck with the Insanity, so I don't really like the pairing of those two, but hey. Let's give it a go. Blind and Transmutation. I don't even like either of those. Alright, so in a run where you are cursed, you want to make sure that you hit as many question marks as possible, because those question marks give you events, events give you curses, curses give you strength, and... Nope. There was a punchline there that I couldn't even find. Weaken the... Hang on. I don't really want to take damage to you. But I can't entrench and Iron Wave and weaken. So let's just do the obvious ones, right? Yeah. Seems those two are probably best for me. I should also actually have a wee bit of a look at my deck before I continue much more. Alright, we've got 2 copies of Impervious. We've got 2 copies of Flame Barrier. We've got a Shrug It Off. We've got a Power Through. We've got an Entrench. We've got a Sentinel. We've got a Corruption. Interesting. Got another Flame Barrier, 2 Shockwaves, Double Tap Rage, another Corruption, a True Grit. Alright, we've got the makings for a very defensive deck. The thing is, we don't have a Body Slam in this deck that I can see at the moment. But between the Imperviouses, the 3 Flame Barriers, the Shrug It Off, we do have a good way to do kind of like a Corruption, build a bunch of block in a single turn, and then blow an enemy up with a Body Slam kind of build. Not many of these cards actually benefit from Demon Form, so I'm not going to take it. A lot of this is going to be about thinning my deck down rather than increasing the size of it. We'll take the Curse here so that we can get a charge for the Duvu Doll. It's also extra for the Darkstone Periat. Beautiful. I probably had lethal there if I just counted my cards correctly, but I knew I wasn't going to take damage, so not really that much effort needed to go into it. Quick Rampage. Rampage, headbutt it back to the top of the deck. And then the next Rampage is not going to kill, of course, but of course. Because the second Rampage wasn't going to have the... What was it not going to have? The second Rampage was not going to have the... Brain doesn't work. Ah, the full upgrade that Rampage gets when it's Rampage Plus. That's what I meant. Let's weaken the Gremlin Wizard, which is probably actually too short of a time to have weakened it for... Man, we don't really get much in that opening turn. No attacks. But we do get the Flex and the Dual Wield, so 2 cards that aren't usable without the attacks. Get ourselves mad defensive here. And let's actually throw a Power Through back to the top of the deck, because next turn this Gremlin Wizard is going to attack us. And it'd be nice if I just played a Flame Barrier and a Power Through. Sentinel, Shrug It Off. Power Through... I mean, I can kill the Gremlin Wizard. Ugh. I don't really like that I'm kind of just consigning myself to be permanently weakened in this fight. Exhaust all of your non-attack cards. I feel like we're going to have a wee bit of difficulty doing that for some reason. Beautiful. And double tap a headbutt. Put absolutely whatever on top of the deck, because then we kill with a strike. Alright, I do need to smith some of the cards that I intend on using consistently. I intend on using the corruptions consistently. Alright, which of these mostly benefit? Entrench. I'm going to tend the deck more defensive, so I'm always going to want to use Entrench. Putting a barricade in this deck would also be actually kind of cool. 4 question marks and a shop. 4 question marks and elite. Ooh, 4 question marks and an elite. That's pretty good. Hey, there's the Entrench. Let's headbutt a... Do I want to put the Entrench back on top of my deck? I mean, I guess I should, because I've already put the Rage there. There's a run in the marble that we just have to chisel out. Alright, I'm going to take 3 damage this turn. I'm fine with it. Ugh, no attacks! Alright, transmutate. I'm looking for an attack. Well, I got one. Panacea, secret weapon, finds us. Nothing that we can play. Even if we take that clash, we can't play it. So we'll take the Searing Blow out. Secret Technique gives us... Ooh, Bloodletting. We could actually use that to play something this turn. But not any of the cards that I have in my hand. Alright, so we'll just blind you to weaken you. Body Slam, thank you. Pretty much the only card that I am going to pick up. Take another Curse in my deck, don't mind if I do. Another Curse in my deck, don't mind if I do. Letter Opener, whenever you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 4 damage to all enemies. That's always handy. Sure. And let us quickly throw that Headbutt and that Power Through back on top of the deck. Transmutation is always going to spend the rest of our energy, so we'll never be able to transmute into a Apotheosis that we then use. I've got to be aware of that. Mind Blast is ridiculous. If I could get a Mind Blast, I would be so pleased about it. Mind Blast, I'm only actually going to be able to get at shops. I think maybe that means I should go to the shop rather than the elite. Because a single Mind Blast would make this deck absolutely insane. Alright, let's start by cutting out the things that are obviously pretty garbage. Move a card from my deck, sure. We'll never really be able to use Clash in this deck. Smith to upgrade another card, don't mind if I do. Brutality, let's make it innate so that we can lose an HP and draw a card for every turn, and that's just going to make it much easier for us to get kind of like a quick turnover. Which is super important when you have a deck this large. Secret Technique my way into Warcry. Put that back on top of the deck. Okay. I only need to play 3 skills next turn. 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye. Dex Potion is probably going to be a lot more useful for us than an Ancient Potion. None of that, though. Even though Pummel is going to hit for a lot extra, because I am going to put a bunch of curses in my deck. Now... upgraded colorless cards in your hand. That's pretty ridiculous. I'm actually going to keep transmutation in this deck because it's interesting, and also when we transmute, a lot of the time we're going to get zero cost skills, and then that'll trigger our letter opener as we play them. That was a pretty great opening turn right there. I'm pretty happy about it. Alright. Flame Barrier Flex. Weaken so that I can Rampage and then headbutt the Rampage back to the top of the deck and then take no damage. Unfortunately, if I want to take no damage here, I have to Flame Barrier and then nothing else, right? I don't even get to use either of my Rampages. Oh boy. There's the transmutation. We'll Corruption first, which means transmutation's only going to give us one. We can actually put transmutation back on top of our deck for later with the Warcry. We'd probably do that, in fact. My opponent's attacking me 4 times this turn. So having 2 copies of Flame Barrier up means my opponent's going to take 32 damage. Beautiful. I mean, should I use Dramatic Entrance right now? Bandage Up is pretty good. Blind is pretty good. Dramatic Entrance, fine. Thinking ahead. Let's put Rage back on top of the deck so that I can try and go as aggressive as possible next turn. There's not really much I can benefit from playing here. Okay. Rage, Impervious. Warcry, ooh, Bludgeon. I'm already defended, so then we'll Bludgeon and then headbutt that Bludgeon back to the top of the deck. Alright, looks like we're actually going to have a perfect fight here. I'm pretty pleased about it. Beautiful. Barricade. Barricade is a really good idea in this deck. Sure, Offering is amazing as well, but the thing is, when you use Corruption to play a lot of skills that give you a lot of block, if you don't immediately translate that into damage, you lose. But if you have Barricade, that block just stays with you, and then you translate it into damage later. We do want extra energy, so Philosopher's Stone is going to be a really good pickup for us. We also could consider Snecko Eye. I'm looking at the costs of the cards in my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 cards in a deck of 56 would benefit, most likely, from Snecko Eye. But the problem that I mostly have with that is most of those 16 cards are already going to benefit from my Corruption. So why would I go for the Snecko Eye? I could actually take Runic Cube, which is whenever you lose HP, draw a card, and that is going to trigger... That means our opening hand would give us the Brutality, because it's innate, which is lose an HP and draw a card. So we're going to draw 2 cards extra every single turn, getting us through our deck a lot faster. But I still think I need the extra energy more than anything else. I mean, the opening path here is pretty much non-negotiable. Rough opening hand right there. Okay. Let's upgrade the Seeing Red. Because then I get to Sever Soul, and Uppercut. Both of the Sever Souls kills the backline, and then Uppercut weakens and attacks the first. Beautiful. Alright, let's flex, double tap the bash, buy forever, take my well-earned money. Armaments upgraded. I think I take an armaments upgraded because we're not going to have the time to upgrade most of the cards in this deck. So an upgraded armaments is actually going to be significant always. It's not going to get less significant over the course of the game like most of my armaments typically end up doing. Just burn all those cards out of my deck. No reason to keep them. Barricade Flame Barrier doesn't really do it. If only I could Barricade and Corruption. I need to upgrade Barricade and both of my Corruptions as soon as possible. So that I can more comfortably have all of them always active. Warcry to see what I get. Ooh, that's a bludgeon. Bye-bye. Ooh, maybe Perfected Strike passing up is a bad idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, it wasn't a bad idea. Okay, Perfected Strike actually isn't even supported in this deck. That's something that I should look at, however, whenever I play Ironclad run that has Insanity. Do I have a build where I'm already... I should have done dual wield on the Brutality there. That's my bad. Do I have a build where I'm already really incentivized to just pick up Perfected Strikes? Do I have a bunch of strikes already in my deck? That would be awesome. Alright, one down. I'm taking a lot of damage in these fights, but then the fights just suddenly end. A lot of this is effectively coming down to, did I draw the good cards? No? Alright. Bye. That kind of thing. Which, you know, ain't all that great. Need to somehow make this a lot more reliable. There's my barricade up. And now it's time for the damage. Ooh, hell yes. Corruption. Put a body slam back on top of the deck. Armaments upgrades everything. We'll burn a Sever Soul and then damage. Get jaxed? I don't think I need the extra strength. I mean, I do like the extra strength from Duvu Doll, but I don't think putting an extra card in my deck right now is really worth it. Just for jax. Also losing the 100 gold because we're about to go to a shop. Ah, Bottled Flame. Alright, is there any attack in my entire deck that I desperately want in my opening hand? Not really, because all my attacks are pretty garbage if they're in my opening hand, right? Yeah. Huh. Birdface Urn is actually probably not that bad, though, whenever you play a power, heal 2 HP. Because we do have, like, 4 powers that we play. Let's remove... What is a card that I would literally never play in this? Searing Blow. Never gonna have the chance to upgrade Searing Blow enough to make it useful to ever play it. Right, I'm gonna drink this because I might perfect this fight. But only if I use that Dex Potion right now. Oh. I want a Sever Soul to burn out the Sentinel. That's what I can do. Panacea, Dramatic Entrance. Think ahead. Put that on top of the deck. Then we can Purity, getting rid of those. Bandage up and bash. Really unfortunate the defense wasn't really on the menu there. Give myself some defense. Actually, we can do a little bit extra of that. Beautiful. 24 incoming damage. Thank you, Impervious. In fact, actually, the Flame Barrier is one of the better pickups here. We'll do our draws first, just in case we end up getting Corruption, which it looks like we won't. Alright, let's put an Impervious back on top of the deck, because we don't know how the next turn is going to play out. I'd love to barricade Impervious and Trench, but unfortunately barricade still costs a lot. I'm not going to risk burning out my Entrench there by playing the True Grit early. Alright, Tiny Chest, you gain 30 gold. You're 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. Battle Trance, do we have much draw in our deck? An upgraded Battle Trance might be just what the Doctor called for. Yeah, we've got Pommel Strike, and that's... Pommel Strike and those two War Cries, but that's about it. Yep. Deck of this size, I'll take the Battle Trance. Beautiful. A lot of stuff here I don't really want, so again, we'll just remove another card. Get the second Warcry out of the deck. 1 is good, 2 is oftentimes not good. Upgrade a card. Alright, let's get the Barricade upgraded. And then we'll upgrade both of the Corruptions next. Warpaint upgraded, Infernal Blade, and Flame Barrier. Thankfully. This fight's gonna be rough. I am about to be weakened this turn, so let's prevent that. Alright. Bludgeon. Rampage. Headbutt the Rampage back to the top of the deck. Because I don't want to spend all of my energy next turn using Bludgeon. There's both of the Corruptions at the same time. Probably not the right time for them. It's fine. Shockwave. Noah? Just thinking about it for a wee second. No defensive cards, eh? I've been removing all those purely aggressive cards from my deck, and, well, here's where all my defensive cards evidently were. Alright. We survived, though. Strawberry, raise your max HP by 7. Don't mind if I do. Second Wind upgraded. No, because all of those non-attack cards that we're going to leave in our deck are oftentimes going to be ones that we just want to play naturally due to the Corruption. We're kind of going all in on the Corruption strats. Or a Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Handy. Go to another shop, remove another card. Yeah, this is a card removal again. Let's get the Wild Strike out of there. Juzu Bracelet, regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. And also, you're more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. So, those work together in such a way that we are so much safer. It's really handy. Oh, if I can get Red Mask here, I'm going to be real happy about it. Don't burn Sever Soul. Okay. I really need like bag of preparation. My opening hand is constantly letting me down just by not being enough. Beautiful. And then the frontliner. This isn't great. Play as many powers as I can whenever I can. Disarm you, and let's put a power through back on top of the deck. Sure. I don't mind trashing all of my discard pile because my discard pile isn't good anyway. Beautiful. Red Mask. Start each combat with 1 weak applied to all enemies. It's super handy. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 6 block. That's... I mean, it's good. And it does fit into this kind of deck, but it's so minimal compared to everything else right now. I need to remove so many cards before I can really get down to and play that. True Grit similarly. But I do want to make the deck more defensive, so I'm actually going to take the True Grit upgraded. I really don't want to rest here if I can avoid it. Because every upgrade is super important for me right now. Yeah. I think this guy is only really intimidating in his final phase. And we should, by the time he gets to his final phase, be too strong for him to really do anything to us. Like, by that point, I should have built up enough block that he can't do anything ever. I do want to play this Flame Barrier, but also Nah. Flame Barrier. Alright, and I'll just exhaust that Transmutation. It's too variable whether or not that would have been good for me. Yep, alright, we already have Barricade up, so Impervious, we'll True Grit out the Parasite. We... Iron Wave, and then we entrench. Beautiful. We're covered now. This is exactly the situation I was looking for, and it's arrived. We're already pretty much easily covered. I'll dual wield the Body Slam just to get more of them in my deck. Now I'm just looking for a Corruption. Damn. Uppercuts. Headbutt to the top of the deck. Another Flame Barrier. We'll Sever Soul here, because this guy is about to start using his triple hit. Yep, there it is. That's 66 incoming damage. If we just double Flame Barrier and power through, you actually can't harm us. But you deal some damage to yourself. 36 by my count. Pommel. Flex Pommel. Damn it. This barricade is making it impossible for the enemy to hit me. It was a good decision before. Both of my corruptions are in the very bottom of my deck. I'm mad about it. I'm just a wee bit incredibly mad about it. Cool. Goodbye forever, the champ. This is actually a really crummy hand. Like, wow, the game tried to screw me over on that final turn. Thankfully, I was already really safe. But wowzers. Game tried. There's another strength potion. Another copy of Impervious? Yeah, we should take it. Ooh, but Immolate is actually pretty ridiculous for us. Because we do put a lot of statuses and curses into our deck. I'm going to take the Immolate. Sozu, extra energy again. Sure. I now need to get more card draw in this deck as well. Dead Branch would obviously be the most ridiculous thing that we could add into this deck, but, you know, you can't rely on it. You can only just cross your fingers and hope really hard. Okay. Barricade, armaments, impervious. And then we'll do a wee bit of a headbutt there to put an immolate back on top of my deck, because I know there's some garbage still in there. Hey, look, we got some garbage. Beautiful. Upgraded Feel No Pain. Pretty easy pick. Lose the Golden Idol. Gain 333 gold. Don't mind if I do. Brutality. Power through Shockwave. And then I get to Body Slam one of you for a reasonable amount of damage. We'll do it to the one that's going to defend itself next turn and has the highest HP. Because it brings all of them as close to, as in line as I could. Alright, let's get that Body Slam back on top of the deck, as well as a Power Through. Might be able to kill this turn. Armaments the Power Through. Immolate a wound, and then Body Slam. Beautiful. Whenever you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. Rupture is actually going to give us 1 strength every single turn, courtesy of the brutality that we have in this deck. But strength doesn't really do it for us. You know what does? Body Slams. Second brutality would actually be really appreciated. Sure, pain's fine too. Brutality! No! Man. Fight them for a relic, don't mind if I do. I'm going to say these 2 strength potions because these are 2 of the potions. The strength potions and the dex potions are the only potions that are persistent for an entire fight. Sure, the artifacting potion until it's popped, right? But the strength potions and the dex potions have such a huge impact and such a greater impact in a fight that goes longer that I typically want to save them for boss fights, especially on the last floor. Sure. I don't get to keep any of this block, but it's fine. Beautiful. Wee little bit of damage we need to deal to everyone. That's fine. Alright, Rampage, and then Headbutt there to put the Rampage back on top of our deck. Transmute just to see if we got lethal here somewhere, and we do. Mind Blast. Gambling Chip, hell yeah. At the start of each combat, discard as many cards as you'd like and then draw that many. It's going to make it much easier for our... Trench is really good. Second copy is pretty necessary as well. It's going to make it much easier for us to get our important powers active early. Speaking of... Actually, I don't have Barricade up yet, so I shouldn't have played that yet. Whoops. My bad. Okay, let's put a double tap back on top of the deck. I do really want to play Seversoul here as well. I haven't taken any damage to the enemy yet, so I'm going to block you. Fine. Armaments upgrade, and then I'm just going to start burning out cards I don't intend to really use. Thin down the deck as we're working through it. Thankfully, the enemy decided not to attack that turn. So I had no way to block. Panache, Apotheosis, Panacea. We go with the Dark Shackles first. Then Sentinel. We did this in this order so that Sentinel would be applied super late. I could have perfected that fight. Just needed to be more defensive. I thought I had the lethal there. I just didn't bother counting because I was like, we're so close to lethal. We've definitely got it. I should have just counted. Only smooth stone at the start of each combat. Gain 1 dex. That's actually really handy. Alright. Brutality, feel no pain, power through gives us defense, and then we burn the wound, because the clumsy is ethereal, so it's going to burn itself anyway. Alright. Impervious, and then I'm just going to headbutt all of the other targets who I can kill with it. Beautiful. Alright, gave myself some defense there so that I'm safe while I go for the kill. Alright, let's smith the other corruption, just so that, because the deck is so thick, we do need 2 copies right now to reliably use them. Thread and Needle at the start of mid combat, gain 5 plated armor. Whew, baby. Okay. Unfortunately, we do need to play everything else before we play Sever Soul to burn the pain out of our deck. I get 11 block without doing anything. That's pretty damn ridiculous. Thank you, Orichalcum and the Thread and Needle. That was the incorrect order to do those things in. Taking a wee bit of damage here, but we should be fine. Hey, there's a corruption, and now we are definitely fine. Bye forever. Ornamental Fan. If you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. I don't really know how often that's going to happen for us. Don't tend to play that many attacks. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Alright. Rampage. Headbutt the Rampage back to the top of the deck. Should have just put defensive cards on top of my deck. That was dumb. Like, Rampage is fine. It's not amazing. Especially not in this deck. I'm not going to naturally draw back into it for a billion years. Around a billion. Just a couple billion years. Alright. Seeing red. Infernal. Shrug it off. Now we can power through and use Sever Soul to actually destroy the wounds, thankfully, which is going to make the Clash playable. Hey, finally, Corruption. What up, Corruption? Let's have Body Slam. And pretty much any hand next should be a kill for us. Ash, headbutt to put a Entrench back on top of the deck. If we had a, what would you call it? Unceasing Top, that would actually be super handy for us. Just because we have a lot of ways to burn all of the worst stuff in our deck out of our deck. I'm going to keep the Rage in the deck so I play it before I play the Corruption. Whew. Feel no pain, and then armaments should upgrade Shockwave for the best effect for us. Beautiful. We don't have Barricade, though. At least, not yet. Burn the one that's going to make us weak for the turn upcoming. Hey, here we go. And now this fight is over. As soon as we have all of those powers active, it is really difficult to do anything to us. Beautiful. As a result of doing those 2 giant hits with the barricade, we're also guaranteed now the overkill bonus at the end of this, which is always really handy. Bottle Tornado. Upon pickup, choose a power card that will always start in your hand. We're going to do that with Barricade because it's easier for us to get Corruption because we have 2 copies of it. Madness is handy and it exhausts, but we could take another Curse. And it comes with 17 healing. No, Madness is pretty handy. Just be another thing that I get to burn out of my deck quite quickly. I mean... Ugh. Oh. Hey, there's like an Impervious. There we go. That was much better in terms of block. Still only get to carry 1 to the next turn. It's fine. There we go. Corruption. Power through. We don't have any draw left for the rest of the turn, so the Palm Strike does nothing. Alright, everyone's on around the same amount of HP here. So now we can just brutally murder. Alright. You're the holdout, 30 HP. Let's see if we can't do that. Transmutation, give me an attack. Whoo, boy! You're really keen on not giving me an attack, eh? How about you give me Infernal Blade? That gives me an attack. There we go. None of that, thank you. Is there anything I desperately want to smith? Yeah, the second armament's in my deck. Woo! We are going to play a lot of powers in this fight. Because we have to play some of them. But still, yikes. Sentinel, power through, will headbutt a power through back to the top of the deck, give myself more block for the next turn. Yeah, now we take a wee bit of damage in this final fight, but I think we'll be fine. Gotta get a corruption as soon as possible. That's not a corruption. It is, however, quite handy. Okay. Yikes. No corruption still? Let's go for Flame Barrier, Shockwave, Entrench. Come on. Krah. True Grit the Bash out of the deck. All armaments. Thin the field. Play the transmutation. Beautiful. Come on, corruption. Damn it. Corruption? What is going on here? Give me the card that is literally my whole deck archetype right now. Please. Thank you. All right, now we're... Ooh, Heavy Blade is also ridiculous in this deck. I think I got offered one at one point, and I actually just completely glossed over it. That's entirely my bad, if true. That's big, if true. All right. Especially if I can get back to any of my entrenches. So let's just put them on top of the deck. This is going to be real difficult to deal with. Beautiful. There goes Pain as well. Oh, take a wee bit of damage there. How sad. Iron Wave. Should have double tapped that Iron Wave. That's my bad. And come on. See if you can have a go. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, mate. Goodbye forever. I didn't even want to calculate the damage on that one, so I was just like, yeah, I can be cocky. I can say goodbye forever. It's going to be fine. And it is fine. I can be cocky with this build, because there's no way the enemy was going to deal 554 damage in a single turn. 1,166 damage. Pretty damn good. Don't mind if I do. Curses, 2 perfects. So... was that only the final boss that I didn't do perfectly? Damn. I could have gotten another 100. No, another 50 for another perfect, and then beyond perfect, which is a modifier for perfecting all of the bosses. That would have been amazing. Rest of that seems pretty damn good to me. That might land as sub 100 in the leaderboard. I want to check that. Let's see. Play daily climb, view my score. No. Wow. Damn, this game is taking off. I am so damn proud of this game. And the dev team. This is a 2-person dev team. And it is taking off like wildfire. I love it. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.